Everybody, this is XL 10 Minute Leaders Live. Welcome back. 10 minutes with leaders from all different walks of life, could be business, technology, society, turn their attention and their craft to making the world a better place. My name's Graham Brown. Joining us in the studio today, all the way from the US, Wajid Hassan. Wajid, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Graham. Great to be on your show.
It's great to have you here. Somebody who comes from Hollywood, who has been in a few movies and a few TV sitcoms, dramas as well. You've done a few, and now gracing yourself in the presence of making the world a better place, writing as an author. We're going to talk about all of that today. 10 minutes today. That's all we've got. Are you ready, Wajid?
Absolutely. Go for it, Graham.
Let's do it. All right. Start the clock now. All right then, Wajid. I'm going to ask you, as I ask everybody else, because I think this is going to be an interesting question and answer for you. What's on your business card if you actually have one?
I would say a speaker, a healer, an actor, and a teacher, and recently an author.
Right. In that order of your life?
In that order. Or mix it up.
Which, of all of the above, which have you dedicated most of your life chronologically to?
I would say healer. As a healer, I kept that in the background. I had a technical background as a field engineer one time, and then I got into acting, comedy, and commercials and all that stuff. But as far as the healing, that was something I did not as a profession, but something I followed through my own yogi master, Dr. George King, and his organization. The Ethereal Society, for over 40 years, and just recently I've kind of come out and into the media stage to actually express some of my ideology and some of the things I've learned through my yogi master.
So you are fundamentally a healer. You've been doing that for 40 years. A big part of what you did for 30 years, is that right? Was acting, still acting?
20 years. 20 years as an actor. Yeah.
Okay, as an actor. Were you typecast in a way?
Always.
As the sort of the guru. I know, because I saw some of your show reel. So tell us a little bit about that. I mean, obviously you can play that to your advantage, but also I guess you can get pigeonholed, right?
Well, I did stand-up comedy for a little while, and Hollywood loves the pigeonhole. They love the stereotype. And you know what? If they want me to put a turban on my head and put an Indian accent, if they're going to pay me well, I'll do it. So
you're happy to do that?
Yeah. So I played this. I've played the grocery store guy, the 7-Eleven guy. I played the doctor. I played the guru. So
every avatar of and what they consider to be an Asian man of a certain age.
Yeah, right? Even though I was raised in England, it's like, well, can you do an Indian accent? Okay, all right, whatever you want.
It's too British, your accent. You need to change that, Indianize it, even though you're from Pakistan as well originally. So, okay, so I mean, I saw one of your showreel clips as well, where you're playing a Sai Baba. And then there was another one where you're playing a guru figure. I think it was Hare Krishna type figure. So
yeah, that was on Mad Men. Yeah.
Mad Men. Okay. Yeah. So how was that? Did you find that in yourself? Was that easy to tap into your sort of healer roots to perform that character? Or was that completely out
No,
of
all I had to do was imitate my dad.
Okay.
So I had training just listening to my dad. That was good enough. And just put on the accent and the expressions and the East Indian expressions of nodding your head and animating and all the other
hand
stuff.
Flicks as well. All that going. There was one, I don't know which series it was in, but you were playing the sort of very typical Indian dad speaking to the son, and you had all the kind of the hand flicks going. So
right, yeah. So
I can imagine you downloaded all that from your dad as well.
Pretty much, he was a very strict immigrant. So it was very easy to copy.
What did he think about you becoming an actor? Because I imagine, for that generation, you had to become an engineer, doctor, accountant.
Well, I was 15, and I went in front of my high school, and I made everybody laugh. And my drama teacher pleaded with me. She said, "Hey, get into comedy and acting. You're natural." And then my dad's like, no, having nothing to do with that math and science, So they've totally frowned. I understood he was an immigrant. He was scared, and he didn't understand that. It was only later on when I got to LA that I actually had an opportunity to do that. So, yeah, and unfortunately, I had a technical background, before that, but I just got burned out and decided to do what I wanted to do.
Did your dad actually finally accept you for that?
Finally, he did when he saw Mad Men and he laughed his head off. He says, he said, you should have done that long time ago.
Oh, come on. But I think it was difficult for that generation, wasn't it, to accept it? Because for them, it was all about job security, not to express yourself and to be creative. For them, it was really about getting a salary and a job for life.
Yeah, I mean, my parents were immigrants from another country. They were scared. They had to raise, in my situation, 6 children, and yeah. So the comedy and acting, entertainment, they didn't totally understand at all.
That's why we don't really see, and from the Asian community, many comedians or actors until recent generations.
Right,
That's only
right.
sort of come through, hasn't it, in media?
Yeah, the new generation, is up and coming, absolutely, but not in my time.
Okay, well, let's now take that to the stage. What I'm going to do is a little bit of role play. I'm going to give you the TED stage. Let's say you're going to do a TED presentation, Wajid, and I want you to do this about your book. So you're an author. You're not just an actor. You're actually a writer as well. So you are the director of the story. So TED can be 12 or 18 minutes long. We've only got 4 minutes today. What are you going to talk about, and how are you going to talk about it in the context of your book? So over to you, Wajid.
Well, my book is called The Struggle for World Sanity, and when it came out in Amazon, it went #1 on a bestseller category on mysticism and spirituality and UFOs. So it didn't stay #1, but it gave me an indication that there's a tremendous amount of interest that's occurring because of on these subjects. And let's face it, today we live in a world, we have endless wars, we have hatred between races and religions, we have pollution, we have an economic system that favors a minority. And so the main reason I wrote the book was to bring a glimpse of hope, of light, of healing, of love to people who will read this book, and to let them know that despite the conditions that we face on this planet, there is going to be a new bright dawn of a new era that started already. People have called it the Great Reset or the Great Change. And there's 2 aspects of that change that are occurring. First of all, we have the astrological push of the Aquarian age, which is pushing mankind to be more kinder, to be of service, to help their fellow man. And of course, another aspect which the media doesn't talk about is that we live on a beautiful goddess, which we refer to, the indigenous tribes around the world refer to as Mother Earth. And she herself has been asked to raise her vibrations. And so we have climate change, that has nothing to do with the carbon emissions. And all these things are occurring. And all these things are pushing mankind to, the Mayan calendar finished in 2012. And so it wasn't the end of the world. It was the beginning of a new era for mankind. So that's the main reason I put in some of my mystical experiences, some of my experiences I had with UFOs. I also talk about my spiritual yogi master, Dr. George King, who in his own right had contact with beings of other dimensions, other planets, and they transmitted tremendous amount of information, which I can't reveal at this particular time, but information that will uplift and inspire and help anybody who is open-minded enough. I'm not here to profess any ideology. All I say is that people just read with an open mind and follow their own intuition. Our intuition, I wrote in the book, is one of the most greatest truth, lie detectors that's ever been created. And so if we open our intuition and keep an open mind, then certain truths which have not been revealed for centuries are revealed in this book and through my Yogi Masters organization, the Aetherius Society.
Okay, excellent. Where do we find out more? Let's send the audience to your website or to the book. Where do you want them to go, Wajid?
The Struggle for World Sanity is available on Amazon, on Kindle, print book, and audio book, which I narrated myself. And I have an acting website, but I'm not here to promote my acting. But if people want to email me, I have a personal email. They can email me at Wajid, WAJID, the number 4 GK at gmail.com.
Excellent. Wajid Hassan, everybody. Wajid, thanks for joining us on the show today and sharing just a slight glimpse into your life and your work and this new chapter as well as an author in your life on stage and promoting what you do as well. So thanks for joining XL 10 Minute Leaders today.
Thank you, Graham. It was a real pleasure. Appreciate it.